Hey! Whoa. Okay. So I'm Neal McDonald. I'm from UMBC. I teach about video games over there. Yeah. And let's go. All right. So I'm going to talk about intellectual property protection, and then toys, and then toy market, and then make some suggestions. I'm going to say IP a lot. That's intellectual property. But y'all all do that. All right. So next slide. Every time Mickey Mouse comes close to going into the public domain, the United States Congress extends copyright law for everybody and everything for 40 years. This has happened twice. It will keep happening forever until we are all dead. Because it's not just about Mickey. Apple does not make iPhones. Foxconn does. Apple cannot make iPhones. They send the plans to China. The laws that protect Mickey protect Apple. So people say that information wants to be free. No. Nobody who makes them wants it to be free, and nobody who programs them wants it to be free. Anything digital, is IP. So this means that IP law enforcement is going to get automated, and it's going to work eventually. Enforcement will get more invasive, automation will improve, extensions will continue. Get over it, it might be bad for democracy. Now we're going to talk about toys. So in the late 70s, designer jeans took off. There were national brands before, but the 80s, the early 80s, that was when branding itself became valuable. That was when logos became the things that made some things valuable at all, T-shirts. So for toys, branding is universe, as in the Star Wars universe. Today, there is an age-appropriate universe for every level of child development. Universe toys are what kids want. I'll get back to that. Let me define universe first. It's a series of stories in a shared setting. The setting is consistent. The stories accumulate detail into the universe. And there's always room for another story. So like there's Thomas, and he's got a friend. His name is Henry. He also pulls stuff. And there's every time you need another story, you make another train, right? So when you're holding Han Solo's blaster, you know who you're fighting. You know why. You know what they look like, you know who's going to win, you know who your friends are, you know what they can do. No matter how cheaply the thing on the left, no matter how cheaply Han Solo's is, I got to skip ahead. So I've shown that IP is eternal. This makes universes like real estate. They're a long-term investment. You can improve your universe by adding stories, no matter how crappy the Star Trek movie is. Universes have populations. There's just the people who know the stories. Once you know the story, you're in for life. You can go 30 years between episodes. Doesn't matter. Most universes today were made to sell toys. They're puerile. Entertainment for adults tends to be in real places. That interferes with merchandising. No toys. Adults don't buy toys anyway. What do adults buy? On to the third section, economics. So, you want to have Target sell your toy, you've got to replace Lego Star Wars. You've got to do better than that. Beyblades are tops, but they're tops from the Beyblade Battle universe, which is stupid. But man, does it sell tops. Once you have national level IP, you need a distributor. The distributor will rape you. They will take your IP. Universe development that's local is fleeting. Adults don't buy toys. There are other things that could be merchandise. I love True Blood. It's about Louisiana. It makes Louisiana more valuable. It's a caricature, but it's valuable, and it's helpful to Louisiana, I think. Probably it is. Sports teams are supposed to do this. But it would be better to build your pride of place on something that doesn't get moved to Cincinnati. On to policy. Regional development agencies tend to focus on manufacturing and patents. If patents worked, patents would have worked for Detroit. What is working for LA? Universes. Paris is not Paris because it has a baseball team. New York knows the value of Broadway. Broadway is a universe. It's like a meta-universe. I digress. Cities are only great when there is great art about them. Ravens Stadium was $220 million. For that much, we could have made Star Wars, the first Star Wars movie, 22 times. Why does public art always have to mean crappy steel sculpture? Universes are the art of this age. They pay their own way. For Baltimore, Mad Men, but with hot rods and those jeans and strong hands. It would sell a lot of toy cars. We could do it.